I'm the manifest boss, babe.
What if I told you that everything you desire is already waiting for you? You just have to claim it. Welcome to the Manifest Boss Babe podcast, where we turn mindset shifts into massive success. I'm Amanda, a high-performance mindset coach, manifestation queen, and entrepreneur, and I am obsessed with helping you create the life you've been dreaming of. What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Manifest Boss Babe, where we lead yourself like a boss, unlock your potential, crushing those failures, raw talks on smashing those limiting beliefs, and building a real as fuck bonds with people. So today's episode is talking about reconnecting or dying trying. Why human bonds are your self-leadership superpower. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, when we wanted to hang out with our friend, we just showed up at their house. We just knocked on the door, and if they're home, hey, you want to hang? Cool. There is no such thing as appointments. We didn't have to look at our schedules a week or two in advance and plop you in there like an appointment. It was just a quick, hey, what's up? Let's hang out. I miss that so much. I don't know if about you guys, but that is something I wish we could bring back. That authentic, quick, hey, you got time? Let's hang out or let's chat, or even phone calls. I don't know about you, but I've even scheduled phone calls with people just to get on the phone and have a chat. Isn't that crazy? Why can't we just pick up the phone? If they answer, cool, that means they have time, we can chat. If they don't, then I guess they're busy, but they'll see that I tried and they'll call me back. I want to create that connection again. And I feel that COVID was a huge catapult to this disconnection with people. I remember I was walking down the sidewalk, and you know when there's somebody coming past, you kind of move over to the one side, whichever side you're on, so then you can pass. And you are usually greeted with a smile or a hello or something, or a wave or a nod. But now they will either stop and freeze or they'll move right off the sidewalk. They don't even acknowledge you. It's the wildest thing ever. Why can't we just be back to that personal connection with one another? Even online, people are so quick to talk to you online, but then when it comes to talk to you in person, it's crickets. And I'm going to give you an example. Dating online. That is the wildest thing that I've ever experienced. You're talking to these people for a long time, and then when it comes time to meet in person, they're like, no, ghost town. Like they don't even want to make an appointment to see you. Make an appointment. See what I said? Oh my God. It's crazy. Why can't we just meet in person and be authentic? I've completely deleted all the dating apps because I'm like, this is wild. I want a raw human connection where I can feel their vibe immediately, because they can be somebody completely different on the other side of the screen. They can be whoever I want them to be, right? They can pretend to be somebody that they're actually not, which has happened to me too. I've been catfished a few times by people that say that they're a certain person, but they're not. So my goal is to get everybody to reconnect. Let's get the human society connecting with one another, because I know everybody is craving it so bad. We want to have community again. We want to feel whole as a collective and find like-minded people. We want to feel that closeness again. Loneliness has been at an all-time high peak, even though we have all these people at a click of a button. But it's not the same. That's not real. It's just dopamine hits. That's another thing that is wild too, is this dopamine. People are online, scrolling constantly, looking at things, feeling that instant gratification, but then once they get offline and then they get bored, they don't know how to handle that. And then they feel lonely, and then they feel depressed and all the things. They don't know how to connect with themselves or with other individuals. So how do we reconnect? We start taking ownership of ourselves. We start becoming our own leaders, our own CEOs of our life. Well, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to be a CEO of your life? That means you're the boss of your own life. You start showing up for yourself. And so what does that look like? It's self-leadership. It's the practice of intentionally guiding and managing yourself through your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and your decisions, so that you become the primary driver of your own fucking life, rather than being reactive to external circumstances or other people's expectations, or even those short-term impulses, like I was saying, the dopamine hits or those instant gratifications. It's like being both the CEO and the most important employee of you Inc. So let's break it down a little bit more. So there's self-awareness. It's understanding your values, your strengths, triggers, your blind spots, and motivations. Who are you as a person and what do you value? You have to be completely aware of that core feeling inside of you and not that make-believe of what society has put onto you. Dig deep. You know what they are. You know what makes you feel good. There's that feeling inside of you that shows up when something good happens and when something bad happens. So you have to be completely aware of who you are. Self-regulation, managing your emotions, habits, energy, and focus, even when things get tough or distracting. How do you handle when things get tough? Do you go ape shit? Do you lose your mind? Or do you bury your head in the sand and pretend it doesn't exist? Or do you actually take time to acknowledge what's happening, assess the situation, and then don't react, you respond. You're not taking what's happening and reacting to it, you're responding to it. Remember, you are the thermostat, not the temperature. You are in control of yourself. You don't respond to your external environment. Self-motivation, setting meaningful goals and holding yourself accountable without needing that constant external validation or pressure. I know sometimes we need that accountability, which is super important. That's especially important when you don't have that built up inside of you, that self-discipline and consistency. Motivation is that fire lit up inside of you that you get excited and then it wears off really fast. If you don't know your why, if you don't know your reasoning, your purpose, your gift for going all out. So you don't have that motivation inside if you don't know what that is, if you're not connected with it and running with that. So then you rely on other things to keep you motivated. Like New Year's resolutions, which is today, National Quitters Day, the second Friday of the year. Most people fall off the bandwagon of motivation from their New Year's resolutions, which is another thing I don't believe in. New Year's resolutions are great, but most people just put this audacious goal out there that they can't attain. And then the motivation wears off. They say, fuck it, and don't continue on. Here's the thing. You get to make a decision every single day of your life, every moment of every minute of the day. You get to make a new choice. So you don't have to quit. Sometimes you just fall off the wagon, but you get back on. It happens. You fail when you make the decision to never try again. That's when you fail. So it's important to never give up on yourself because you are so worthy of having the life that you want. There's a reason why God planted that seed inside of you. He wants you to live that life. So it's up to you to make those decisions, to follow the path, to create those opportunities. But you have to be so aware, like I said before. And you have to have that self-regulation of not reacting and not falling for those instant gratifications. Yeah, they feel great at the moment, but how is it going to look further down the road? Is it going to get you further to where you want to go? You have to think of that. So motivation is great if you know what your purpose is, if you know what your gift is, if you know your why, and you're so lit up by it. That's going to keep you motivated. And if you don't have that clarity, get yourself a freaking accountability partner. And that's what I do all the time is I host accountability groups because I know people don't have that discipline yet. They don't have that self-leadership built inside of them yet because it takes time. It takes practice. And it takes a long process of doing it consistently. Just 1% better every single day, you guys. Don't be so hard on yourself. And then another point is self-direction. You're proactively choosing your path. You're making decisions that are aligned with your long-term vision. And then you course correct when needed. Yeah, you might fall for that awesome instant gratification. Like, you're working really hard on your fitness goals and your health goals and you want to cut a bunch of weight. And then sometimes you fall for that ice cream because it's such a hot day and you're just like craving that nice creaminess. Go for it. Yeah, whatever. You fell off track a little bit, but as long as you don't continuously have an ice cream every single day, you're going to be fine. Just have that damn ice cream. Treat yourself. But then know the next minute is your next decision to keep back on your track, right? Same with working out. If you skip one workout, whatever, it's not the end of the world, but don't make it a pattern. If you skip 2 days, guess what? It's easier to skip another one and then another one, and then all of a sudden you've fallen off track. You have to keep your mind set to what your long-term goal is. Because if you don't, you're never going to make it. You're going to let those distractions take you down. So what does self-leadership actually do for you? It teaches you how to put yourself first. And I know a lot of people think that's selfish because you're supposed to put your family first and your kids first and your spouse first and everybody else first. But if you don't take time for yourself, how can you give to anybody else? How can you pour from an empty cup? You can't. It's not possible. You have to pour into yourself by taking care of yourself through exercise, eating properly, getting enough sleep, working on your personal development, working on your spirituality, connecting to yourself, to your source, God, whatever it is you believe in, because they are the source of your whole entire life. They provide for you. So if you can't connect to that, what are you going to have? You have to have faith that everything's going to work out for you and that we'll always figure it out no matter what. So if you show up for yourself, what happens is you have more energy. You become a better person because you're not reacting, not losing your shit on the smallest things. You become a safe soundboard for other people. You make better decisions. You have healthier relationships and you become more understanding. And then you create an impact because other people see how you're showing up and that inspires them. So what does that do? It shows them self-leadership. So then they start showing up for themselves, creating a better relationship in their life with themselves, with their family, with their work, everywhere. You guys, if you only understood how important it is to start taking care of yourself and everything around you just happens to just take shape. Because when you lead yourself, you're leading your family, you're leading your life, you're leading your community. You become this fucking magnetic person. People want to be around you because you're leading, because you're showing them the way. And I know when you're starting this self-leadership journey, you tend to fall flat on your face. And I've told you this before already, just even in this podcast, how that's okay. You just get to step back up, dust your knees off, and keep moving forward because you're going to learn from your mistakes. You're going to learn, okay, that didn't work, so what will work? And I know for my personal self, I've tried so many different things. And I know there's people out there probably rolling their eyes saying, oh, what is Amanda up to now? But I'm not stopping. I'm not giving up. I'm trying new things because I'm learning and I'm wanting to create different changes in my life. I want to live the life I want to live. So what does that look like? It's called being courageous and putting myself out there, trying different things. Because if you don't do that, you're never going to become the person you want. You're not going to fail, ever. So guess what that means? You're also never going to change. Your life is going to be exactly as it is. So if you're not loving your life right now, you need to take that courage and take that step. Get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, try the struggles. It's going to suck. But what suck do you want? Everything's hard in life. No matter what you do. So you have to choose your hard. Is it going to be hard to be uncomfortable by showing up as this person that keeps trying no matter what? Or are you going to just stay stuck in that life that you don't like? It's up to you completely. When you keep showing up, that's showing people that you're fucking resilient, that you're going to keep going and nothing's going to stop you. You become unstoppable. And eventually, you're going to fucking make it. And then they're going to be like, holy shit, they made it. Yeah, you did, because you didn't give up on yourself. It doesn't matter how long it takes. One of the things that I have found too that's been very helpful is surrounding yourself with like-minded people. It's so much easier to get to where you want to go when you have people that have not quit, that are going through the struggles, that have tried different things, that have already done, and you can learn from them, or that they can learn from you from different things, or they have different opportunities that you could partake in. I've participated in many masterminds, which is like a mini group of people that get together that are wanting to better their lives. So we get together and we just brainstorm and we come up with goals and dreams and aspirations. And we just talk about our core beliefs and what we want. What happens is fucking magic. All of a sudden, you just talk about things that you're doing and people chime in and they're like, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? I know somebody that can help you in this. That's where the beauty lies, is because we're all connected, some way, same shape or form, which reminds me, I just started watching this TV show called Ripple. It just shows how everybody is connected in some way, shape or form. Everything leads us to the next opportunity. We don't know how it's going to happen, but we have to just trust. That's what I was talking about with the source and God. You have to just trust that our path is laid out. You have to just be open to the opportunities. So if you're in this personal development era, get into those masterminds, get into those networking events, or host weekly chats with people. I'm doing that right now. I'm doing weekly coffee chats for like-minded individuals that want to get together. We're going to have a safe space for people to talk, people to just express what they're going through, what their dreams are, what their desires are, what their wins are, what they're struggling through, so we can help and support each other, because man, that was lost a long freaking time ago. And we need to recreate that. We need to make this bigger and better. We need to become stronger together. One finger is strong, but a whole hand is way stronger. And that's what I'm doing. I want people to come together and be stronger. The best part is seeing everybody light up. I freaking love that part. They're just so excited after those masterminds and they just feel lighter. That's what it's supposed to be. Feeling like you're on fire. It's like that motivation thing. But when you're having that group surround you, you make new friends. You make new business partners possibly. You never know what's going to come out of it. I'm creating that right now, weekly, for those locals that want to get together. Send me a message and I will shoot you more information about it. It happens every Wednesday, so we can get together in person so we can connect on a different level. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a very exciting year. I have this feeling that so many people are going to crush their limiting beliefs and unleash their fucking potential. It is going to be a magnificent year because it's a year number 1. Today was completely raw, authentic, off script. I'm not feeling good, but I hopped on because I was encouraged by someone to get on and do it. And guess what? I'm doing it. Today's National Quitters Day and I'm not quitting. I don't give up. I keep going. Hey, and if you're local, make sure you shoot me a DM because I want you in my coffee group. Because if you're listening to this podcast, I know that you're in my circle already. So shoot me a DM, message me on Instagram. We'll get you in those coffee chats. And if you're not local, make sure you shoot me a DM either way because I would love to connect with you. And I'm all about travel, so I'd love to meet you one day. I would love you to share this episode with a friend and make sure you subscribe.